Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Radhe Gaur Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapte Kanchan Gorangi Radhe Vrindaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chev Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jai Mudire Bolo Sri Radhe Golokananda Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Bolo Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Jai
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Get started. So last week हमने 10th अध्याय शुरू किया of the 10th स्कंद क्या और 10th अध्याय में इसके पहले हमने देखा कि कैसे कृष्ण भगवान ने पूतना वध किया वृतासुर वध किया उसके बाद में माता यशोदा को कैसे पूरा ब्रह्मांड अपने मुख में दिखलाया और अब जो हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं उसमें कैसे जो कुबेर देव के जो दो लड़के थे क्या नाम है उनका रिमेम्बर नेम ऑफ कुबेर्स टू सन right so Manigreev
And Kubres.
and Nalkuver yeah so two sons of Kuber was Manigreev and Nalkuver right and those two as we are reading so there's those two were like forgetting who they are enjoying the materialistic world and that's when Narad Muni came that's what we were reading yeah so Hare Krishna Tarun
Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna Gajan.
Hare Krishna.
So last week we read Shlok 19 says, therefore since these two persons, and those two persons are Manigreev and Nalkuver, drunk with liquor named Varuni or Madhvi and unable to control their senses, have been blinded by the pride of celestial opulence and have become attached to women, I shall relieve them of their false prestige. And who is thinking this? Right, that's Narad Muni. Remember, when the Narad Muni came and they did not behave, so that's what Narad Muni is thinking. So let's read this purport, Mayur.
When a sadhu chastises or punishes someone, he does not do so for revenge. Maharaj Parikshit had inquired why Narad Muni was subject to such a spirit of revenge, tama, but this was not tama. For Narad Muni, in full knowledge of what was for the good of the two brothers, wisely thought of how to cure them. Vaishnavas are good physicians. They know how to protect a person from material disease. Thus, they are never in tamogun, satgun, or samithyan brahma bhuvya kalpat. Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Vaishnavas are always situated on the transcendental platform, the Brahman platform. They cannot be subject to mistakes or the influence of the modes of material nature. Whatever they do after full consideration is meant just to lead everyone back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So basically what is mentioned is Narad Muni decides to punish them so that they actually can be relieved of their false prestige and go back to Godhead. This, Anilji?
यदिमो लोकपालस्य पुत्रो भूत्या तमाप्लुतो न विवास समात्मानं विजानीतः सुदुर्मदो अतोऽर्हत स्थावर्तां स्यातां नैवं यथा पुनः स्मृतिस्यान्मत्प्रसादेन तत्रापि मदनुग्रहात् वासुदेवस्य सान्निध्यं लब्धा दिव्यश्च रक्षते व्रते सरलोकतां भूयो लब्धभक्ति भविष्यतः. These two young men, Nalkuver and Manigreev, are by fortune the son of the great demigod Kuver. But because of false prestige and madness after drinking liquor, they are so fallen that they are naked but cannot understand that they are. Therefore, because they are living like trees, for trees are naked but are not conscious, these two young men should receive the bodies of trees. This will be proper punishment. Nonetheless, after they become trees and until they are released, by my mercy they will have remembrance of their past sinful activities. Moreover, by my special favor, after the expiry of 100 years by the measurement of the demigods, they will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudev, face to face and thus revive their real position as devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So they forgot their position as devotees. So what is mentioned here is Narad Muni said these two young men should receive the bodies of trees. Yeah. But he's saying that by his mercy, they will remember their past activities. So even though they will become trees, Manigreev and Nalkuver, they will still remember their past sinful activities. And then after 100 celestial years, not the solar years, they are the Devata's years. One celestial, one day is like half 6 months. So 1 day and year are like 12 months of solar years. Yeah, so that 100 years, by the measurement of the demigods, they will actually see Vasudev face to face, is what is mentioned here. Yeah, Vasudevasya Sanidhyam Labdva Divya Sharachate. Yeah, they'll be able to get Sanidhya of Vasudev, and then so that Vrite Shwa Lokatam Bhyo Labd Bhakti Bhavishyata. So they will get back to their original devotee form. That's what is mentioned. Very nice purpose. Let's read this. Ajay?
A tree has no consciousness. When cut, it feels no pain. But Narad Muni wanted the consciousness of Nalkuver and Manigreev to continue so that even after being released from the life of trees, they would not forget the circumstances under which they had been published. Therefore, to bestow upon them special favor, Narad Muni arranged things in such a way that after being released, they would be able to see Krishna in Vrindavan and thus revive their dormant bhakti. Each day of demigods in the upper planetary system equals 6 months of the measurement. Although the demigods in the upper planetary systems are attached to material enjoyment, they are all devotees and therefore they are called demigods. There are two kinds of persons, namely the devas and asuras. Asuras forget their relationship with Krishna, asuram bhavam ashritaha, whereas the devas do not forget. Dvau bhuta saragau loke samin, dev asur even cha, Vishnu bhakta smrito deva, asuras tad vipayaya. Padma Puran. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tarun?
The distinction between a pure devotee and a karma mishra devotee is this. A pure devotee does not desire anything from material enjoyment, whereas a mixed devotee becomes a devotee to become a first-class enjoyer of this material world. One who is in direct touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotional service remains pure, uncontaminated by material desires. Anyabhilasita sunyam dhyana karmadi anavratam. By karma mishra bhakti, one is elevated to the celestial kingdom. By jnana mishra bhakti, one is able to merge in the Brahman effulgence. And by yoga mishra bhakti, one is able to realize the omnipotency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But pure bhakti does not depend on karma, jnana or yoga, for it simply consists of loving affairs. The liberation of the bhakta, therefore, which is called not just mukti but vimukti, surpasses the 5 other kinds of liberation. Sayujya, Sarupya, Slokya, Sarsti, and Samipya. A pure devotee always engages in pure service. Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam Bhaktir Uttam. Taking birth in the upper planetary system as a demigod is a chance to become a further purified devotee and go back home, back to Godhead. Narad Muni indirectly gave Manigreev and Nalkuver the greatest opportunity by his so-called curse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So 2 types of bhakti is mentioned. One is the karma mishra bhakti, where one desires certain things, right? There are materialistic desires. But by doing that bhakti also, right, one can be elevated to celestial kingdom, yeah, Devata's kingdom. Then by Gyan Mishra Bhakti, like people who are on the knowledge, right, getting knowledge of Vedas and Purans, and they are able to merge in the Brahma effulgence. So they think they need to merge in the Brahma effulgence by meditation. And by Yoga Mishra Bhakti, one is able to realize the omnipotency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are different ways, right? Gyan, Yoga, and Karma. But what is mentioned is pure bhakti does not depend on karma, jnana or yoga. Right? Pure bhakti is a total devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna. And they get a vimukti. I think we read in before a couple of shloks, we read that how the vimukti is obtained by total devotional service. And also we talked about the 5 different kinds of liberation, right? People who work for moksha through Gyan, Yoga or Karma, right? They also can be liberated. And there are different types of liberation given, like Sayujya, Sarupya, Salokya, Shrishti, and Samipya. Those are the different types of liberation. But the devotee's liberation is like Vimukti. He always goes back to Godhead. Yeah, is what is mentioned. Sri Shukvacha Eva Mukta Sadeva Rishi Agrato Narayana-ashramam Nalkuver Manigreev Avasaturyam Yamala-arjuna. Sukdev Goswami continued, having thus spoken, the great saint Dev Rishi Narad returned to his ashram, known as Narayana Ashram, and Nalkuver and Manigreev became twin Arjun trees. Yeah. Yamala-arjuna, Yamala is the twin Arjuna, tree is what Nal and Kuver, and Nalkuver and Manigreev becomes, right? And of course, Dev Rishi, Narad Muni goes back to Narayan Ashram. Anilji?
Vishayar Bhagavat Mukhyasya Satyam Kartum Vacho Harihi Jagam Shankais Yatrastam Yamala-arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, to fulfill the truthfulness of the words of the greatest devotee, Narad, slowly went to that spot where the twin Arjun trees were standing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if you remember, Mother Yashoda ने कृष्ण भगवान को रस्सी से बांध दिया है, right? That's why his name is Damodar. उधर like पेट रस्सी से बांध के, but then Krishna Bhagwan took that on, and then he saw those two trees, and then what is mentioned is Hari. Why did he go there? Is because Rishi Bhagavat Mukhasya. So Narad Rishi, being the greatest devotees, Satyam Kartu Vacho, like to make sure his vachans are truth, to fulfill the truthfulness of the words of the greatest devotee Narad. Yeah, because that's what Narad Muni had told Manigreev and Nalkuver. So that's why Lord Krishna slowly went to that spot. Yeah, Shanak Tatra Yatra Stama Yamala-arjuna, where twin Arjun trees were standing. So that's where Lord Krishna goes. Yeah. Mayur?
देवाश्री में प्रियतमो यद इमहु धनाढ्यमजो तत्ततः सध्यास्मि यद गितं तन्महात्मना. Although these two young men are the sons of the very rich Kuber, and I have nothing to do with them, Devashri Narad is my very dear and affectionate devotee, and therefore, because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And who is thinking this?
Krishna.
Krishna, right? Lord Krishna is thinking, Dev Rishi me Priyatamo. Narad Muni is the most beloved devotee, right? So, and he wanted me to come face to face, so he should do that. Is what Lord Krishna is thinking. Ajay?
Ityantarenarjunayo Krishnastu Yamyoryo Atmanirvesh Matren Triyargar Mat Mulakham. Having thus spoken, Krishna soon entered between the two Arjun trees, and thus the big mortar on which he was bound turned crosswise and stuck between them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So he was bound by the rassi, got stuck in between the two trees. Tarun?
बालेन निष्कर्षयतान् गुलुखलं तदा दामोदरेण तरसोऽप्यकलितायिद्रिबन्धो निश्चपेततु परं विक्रमितातिवेपः स्कन्द प्रबल वितपो कृता कंद शब्दो. By dragging behind him with great force, the wooden mortar tied to his belly, the boy Krishna uprooted the two trees. By the great strength of the Supreme Person, the two trees, with their trunks, leaves and branches, trembled severely and fell to the ground with a great crash. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Lord Krishna pulls both the trees. Yeah. And so what is mentioned is this is the pastime of Krishna known as Damodar Leela. Yeah, Damodar, what that means is how the Udar, pate of Sri Krishna, was tied by Mother Yashoda, and that's why his name was also Damodar. And this thing is a pastime of the Damodar Leela. Therefore, another of Krishna name is Damodar, as stated in the Hari ones, Sacha Taneva Namantu Krishno Vai Dam Bandhatvata Goste Damodar iti Gopi Bhil Parijyate. Yeah. So, and like last time we heard the Damodar Astakam, and again today, since we are reading about Damodar Leela, we'll hear Damodar Astakam. Okay. Yeah. Ready? अनिल जी.
तत्र श्रिया परमया ककुवः स्फुरन्तो सिद्धावुपेत्य कुजयेरिव जातवेदाः कृष्णं प्रणम्य शिरसखिलोकनाथं बद्धाञ्जलि बिरजास विदमूचतु स्म. Thereafter, in that very place where the two Arjun trees had fallen, two great perfect personalities who appeared like fire personified came out of the two trees. The effulgence of their beauty illuminating all directions, with bowed heads they offered obeisances to Krishna, and with hands folded they spoke the following words: Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so from those two Arjun trees, of course, Manigreev and Nalkuver comes out, and then they start Krishnam Pranamya. They start speaking the following words to Lord Sri Krishna. Ajay?
Sorry. Krishna Krishna Mahayogin Madhya Purushah Parah Vyaktavakt Mindam Vishwam Rupam Te Brahmana Viduh. O Lord Krishna, your opponent mysticism is invincible, inconceivable. You are the supreme original person and the cause of all causes, immediate and remote, and you are beyond this material creation. Learned Brahmanas know on the basis of the Vedic statement, Sarvam Khalva Idam Brahma, that you are everything, and this cosmic manifestation in its gross and subtle aspects is your form. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Nalkuver and Manigreev, they realize their past, they know Sri Lord Sri Krishna, and so they are like glorifying Lord Sri Krishna. What are they saying? Your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme original person. Adya hai. Adya Purusha. You are Mahayogim and you are Adya, the original Purusha hai, Para hai. Yeah? Like you are beyond this material world and you are the original person, the cause of all causes. And also it's mentioned Vyakta Avyakta Midam Vishwam Rupam. So that you are everything. This cosmic manifestation in its gross and subtle aspects, Vyakta and Avyakta. Yeah, Vishwam Rupam Te Brahmana Viduha. The people who are knowledgeable, right? The learned Brahmins, yeah, that's how they know you, right? That you are everything and that the whole world is your form. Mayur?
The two demigods, Nalkuver and Manigreev, because of their continuing memory, could understand the supremacy of Krishna by the grace of Narad. Now they admitted that we should be delivered by the blessings of Narad Muni was all your plan. Therefore, you are the supreme mystic. Everything, past, present, and future, is known to you. Your plan was made so nicely that although we stayed here as twin Arjun trees, you have appeared as a small boy to deliver us. This was all your inconceivable arrangement. Because you are the supreme person, you can do everything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so this is how Manigreev and Nalkuver are glorifying. त्वमेकः सर्वभूतानां देहास्त्वमे इन्द्रियेश्वर त्वमेव कालो भगवान विष्णुरव्यय ईश्वर त्वं महान प्रकृति है सूक्ष्मा रजः सत्वं मोयि त्वमेव पुरुषो अध्यक्ष है सर्व क्षेत्र विकारविद. You are the supreme personality of Godhead, the controller of everything. The body, life, ego, and senses of every living entity are your own self. You are the supreme person, Vishnu, the imperishable controller. You are the time factor, the immediate cause, and you are material nature consisting of the three modes, passion, goodness, and ignorance. You are the original cause of this material manifestation. You are the super soul, and therefore you know everything within the core of the heart of every living entity. This is how Manigreev and Nalkuver are glorifying Lord Shri Krishna as telling him what? Sarva Bhutanam, right? He's saying Deha, Atma, and Indriya. He is the Ishwar of all those. Tvameva Kalo. Kal is the time. Yeah? You are Bhagwan Vishnu, Ishvara, you are Prakriti, you are Sukshma, Raja, Sattva, all these gunas, and Purusho Adaksha hai, right? You are Param Purush, Sarva Kshetra Vikaravid, like the whole cosmic manifestation. You are the super soul, and therefore you know everything within the core of the heart of living entity. Tarun?
Graha manasyatvam agrahyo vikarehe prakriter guneha ko nav iharati vijanantum praksiddham guna samvrataha. O Lord, you exist before the creation. Therefore, who, trapped by a body of material qualities in this material world, can understand you? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So you are there before this creation happened. So how can the people with material qualities understand you? Yeah. Mayur?
As it is said, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved graham indriya sevamukhe hi jyadu swayam eva spurte ada. Bhakti Rasmrata Sindhu 1.2.234. Krishna's name, attributes, and form are absolute truth, existing before the creation. Therefore, how can those who are created, that is, those entrapped in bodies created of material elements, understand Krishna perfectly? This is not possible. But seva mukhe hi jivadahu swayam eva sprute ada. Krishna reveals himself to those engaged in devotional service. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.55 by the Lord himself. Bhaktya mam abhigyanite. Even the descriptions of Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam are sometimes misunderstood by less intelligent men with a poor fund of knowledge. Therefore, the best course by which to know him is to engage oneself in pure devotional activities. The more one advances in devotional activities, the more one can understand him as he is. If from the material platform one could understand Krishna, then since Krishna is everything, Sarvam Khalev Idam Brahma, one could understand Krishna by seeing anything within this material world. But that is not possible. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Essentially, what is mentioned here is Krishna reveals himself to those engaged in devotional service. Otherwise, it's not possible to know Krishna. Right? And it says Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina mat stani sarva bhutani na chaham teshva avastita. Everything is resting on Krishna and everything is Krishna, but this is not to be realized by persons on this material platform. Only by devotional service is that possible. Anilji?
तस्मै तुभ्यं भगवते वासुदेवाय देधसे आत्मद्योतगुणैश्चन्न महिम्ने ब्रह्मणे नमः. O Lord, whose glories are covered by your own energy, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are Sankarshana, the origin of creation, and you are Vasudev. the origin of the Chaturvyuha, because you are everything and are therefore the Supreme Brahman. But we simply offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Tubhyam Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeah, you are the Bhagwan. And so, Brahmane, you are the Brahma, ne Namaha. We offer our obeisances. Is how Manigreev and Nalkuver are glorifying. He says here, instead of trying to understand Krishna in detail, it's better to offer our respectful obeisances unto him. For he is the origin of everything, and he is everything. Because we are covered by the material modes of nature, he is very difficult for us to understand unless he reveals himself to us. Therefore, it is better for us to acknowledge that he is everything and offer obeisances unto his lotus feet. Yeah. Ajay?
यस्यावतारा ज्ञायन्ते शरीरेष्वशरीरिणः तैस्य तैर्तुल्याति शयर्वीर्य देहिष्वसङ्गते स भवान् सवर्णलोकस्य भवाय विभवाय च अवतीर्णो शभागेन साम्प्रतः पतिराशिषाम्. Appearing in bodies like those of an ordinary fish, tortoise, and hog, you exhibit activities impossible for such creatures to perform. Extraordinary, incomparable, transcendental activities of unlimited power and strength. These bodies of yours, therefore, are not made of material elements, but are incarnations of your Supreme Personality. You are the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who have not appeared with full potency for the benefit of all living entities within the material world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah, who have now appeared, now appeared as Lord Shri Krishna with full potency. And who is saying this?
The two brothers.
Two brothers, right? Manigreev and Nalkuver. They are glorifying Lord Shri Krishna. And they are saying Avatara, Avatara Gyayante, like different types of avatar which the Supreme Personality of God has taken, right? Even in different sharire, different bodies, right? Like it says, like fish, tortoise, and hog, right? Different avatars, we have seen that. And so that's how they are saying, but you are Bhavan Sarva Lokashya. And basically they are saying you are the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who have now appeared with full potency for the benefit of all living entities within this material world. Yeah. This Tarun.
As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.7-8, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharsamasya tadatamanam srijami aham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushtakritam dharma samsthapanathayo sambhavani yuge yuge. Krishna appears as the incarnation when real spiritual life declines and when rogues and thieves increase to disturb the situation of the world. Unfortunate, less intelligent persons, bereft of devotional service, cannot understand the Lord's activities, and therefore such persons describe these activities as kalpana, mythology or imagination. Because they are rascals and the lowest of men, namam dukritino buddha prapyadayante naradhamaha. Such men cannot understand that the events described by Vyasadeva in the Puranas and other Shastras are not fictitious or imaginary but factual. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mayur?
Krishna, in his full, unlimited potency, here shows that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For although the two trees were so large and sturdy that even many elephants could not move them, Krishna as a child exhibited such extraordinary strength that they fell down with a great sound. From the very beginning, by killing Putna, Saktasura, and Tranvatsura, by causing the trees to fall, and by showing the entire universe within his mouth, Krishna proved that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The lowest of men, mudhas, because of sinful activities, cannot understand this. But devotees can accept it without a doubt. Thus, the position of a devotee is different from that of a non-devotee. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So essentially what is mentioned here is, right, as we are seeing Lord Krishna's activities in the Bal Leela, yeah, he kills like biggest demons, right, like Putana, Saptashur, Trinavachur, and then he gives mukti to those trees, right, Nalkuver and Manigreev were in the form of trees, just in the very, very early childhood, right? And a lot of people will say, oh, Krishna is just a person, or he was just a big sand. A lot of people say that, right? But they are not able to demonstrate any of the activities which Lord Krishna did, right, in the early childhood. So that's what they are saying, like a devotee can accept it without a doubt. They know Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as we are seeing, like this is how Nalkuver and Manigreev are praying to Lord Sri Krishna, right, as a Ishwar, as everything, Adhyam, right? He is the original Param Purush. That's how. And we have seen that stuti coming again and again and again by various devotees. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam is, right? And that's why a devotee can just simply accept it and engage in the devotional service. Anil?
Namah Param Kalyan, Namah Param Mangal, Vasudevaya Shantaya Yadunam Mataye Pataye Namah. O supremely auspicious, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you, who are the supreme good, O most famous descendant and controller of the Yadu dynasty, O son of Vasudeva, O most peaceful, let us offer our obeisances unto your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's what Nalkuver and Manigreev are saying. And they are saying, you are Param Kalyana, you are Param Mangal, you are the supremely auspicious, right? You are for the supreme good, Param Mangal. And of course, the most famous descendant and controller of the Yadu dynasty, as we know, Yadunam, yeah, and he's the Shantai, most peaceful, and of course, he's the Vasudev's son. This is called Vasudevai. Yeah, we offer our obeisances unto your lotus feet. Ajay?
अनुजानीह नौ भूमस्ता नुचरा किंडरो दर्शनम नौ भगवत शिशेरा सीद नुगृहात. O Supreme Form, we are always servant of your servants, especially of Narad Muni. Now give us permission to leave for our home. It is by the grace and mercy of Narad Muni that we have been able to see you face to face. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Darshanam no Bhagavate. Yeah, Darshanam, face to face, Lord Krishna's darshan, because of Rishi Narad's Anugrahat, because of his blessings, right? Because of his grace, Narad Muni's grace, they've been able to see Lord Shri Krishna himself. Yeah. Tarun?
Unless delivered or blessed by devotee, one cannot realize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Manushyanam Sahasraresu Kaschid Yatati Siddhaye. According to this verse of Bhagavad Gita 7.3, there are so many siddhas or yogis who cannot understand Krishna. Instead, they misunderstand him. But if one takes shelter of a devotee descending from the parampara system of Narada, Swayambhur Narada Sambhu, one can then understand who is an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this age, many pseudo-incarnations are advertised simply for having exhibited some magical performances. But except for persons who are servants of Narada and other servants of Krishna, no one can understand who is God and who is not. This is confirmed by Narottam Das Thakur. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara Payeche Keva. No one is delivered from the material conception of life unless favored by a Vaishnava. Others can never understand, neither by speculation nor by any other bodily or mental gymnastics. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. वाणी गुणानुकथने श्रवणो कथायां हस्तो च कर्मसु मनिस्तपादयोनः स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत प्रणामे दृष्टिः सतां दर्शने अस्तु भवत्तनूनाम्. Henceforward, may all our words describe your pastimes. May our ears engage in oral reception of your glories. May our hands, legs, and other senses engage in actions pleasing to you, and may our minds always think of your lotus feet. May our heads offer our obeisances to everything within this world, because all things are also your different forms, and may our eyes see the forms of Vaishnavas who are none different from you. So this is what Nalkuver and Manigreev are now saying after realizing everything, right? What are they saying? Vani Gunanu Kathane. Our Vani always recites your gunas, glorifies you. Shavano Kathayam. Like the ears are engaged in listening to your katha, like Srimad Bhagavatam, right? It says Hastocha Karmasu. Like with our full body and senses, we do the karmas for you. And man istav padaryon, like even with the mind, keep thinking about you. Smrityam shiristava nivasa jagat pramane, because you are in your nivas, you are residing in the whole jagat. Yeah, we always do pranam to everyone. And drishtiya satam darshane astu bhavattanu nam. Like our drishti, because all things are your different forms. And so our drishti, may our eyes sees the forms of Vaishnavas who are none different than you. Yeah, Sant Darshan, who are none different you. That's why it's very important to, when you see some great Mahatmas and sons, I mean, these days there are so many things going on. But once you realize, like somebody is a true sant who is totally engaged in devotional service, it's, worth doing their darshan. It's worth listening to them, because they also represent Lord Shri Krishna, right? That's what is mentioned. So nice purple. Let's read this, Mayur.
Here, the process of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead is given. This process is bhakti. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedam. Bhag 7.5.23. Bhagavad Gita, okay. So everything should be enjoyed, everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. Shri Krishna, Hare Keshav Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyata Narad Pancharatra. Everything, the mind, the body, and all the sense organs should be engaged in Krishna's service. This is to be learned from expert devotees like Narad, Swambhu, and Shambhu. This is the process. We cannot manufacture our own way of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for it is not that everything one manufactures or concocts will lead to understanding God. Such a proposition, yata mata tat patha, is foolish. Krishna says, Bhaktyaham ekaya graha. Only by executing the activities of bhakti can one understand me. Bhagavad Gita 11.14.21. This is called Anukulya, Krishna Anusilyam, remaining engaged favorably in the service of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So first of all, it's very clearly mentioned that only by executing the activities of bhakti, one can understand me. Yeah. And this is also mentioned in, this is Srimad Bhagavatam, right? See, wherever you see three things, right? So this is the 11th Skand, 14th chapter, 21st slok. That's Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, only by executing the activities of bhakti, one can understand me. And also, in the 7th Skand, 5th chapter, we read about the 9 different ways of doing the devotional service, right? And we have been reciting those again and again, if you remember. What are those 9 different ways? God's Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Kirtanam, Vishnu
Vishnu
Smaranam,
Vishnuanam, Padu Sevanam, Archanam,
Archanam,
Vandanam,
Dashyam,
Dashyam, Sakhyam, and Atma Nivedana. Yeah. Those are the 9 different ways of doing devotional service. And of course, we always engage in Shravanam and Kirtanam, which are the topmost. Yeah. Listening to Bhagwan's Katha, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the way of doing devotional service. Yeah. Anilji?
Sri Shukovacha Ittam Sankirtasthābhyam Bhagavan Gokuleshwaraha Damna Cholukhale Baddha Prasanna Guhattako. Sukadev Goswami continued, the 2 young demigods thus offered prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Sri Krishna, the Supreme Godhead, is the master of all and was certainly Gokuleshwar, the master of Gokul, he was bound to the wooden mortar by the ropes of the gopis, and therefore, smiling widely, he spoke to the sons of Kuver the following words. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What is mentioned is, on the one hand, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Ishwar. He is the Gokuleshwar. Right? On the other hand, Yashoda Maya has actually bound, yeah, by the ropes. And so then after the prayers of Nalkuver and Manigreev, he started speaking as follows. Ajay?
Shri Bhagavan Vach, Gyatam Mam Purevait Drishna Karunatmana Yakshid Madan Theo Varbhigvish Vibhrinshu Nugaha Krita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the great saint Narad Muni is very merciful. By his nature, he showed the greatest favor to both of you who were mad after material opulence and who had thus become blind. Although you fell from the higher planet Swargalok and became tree, you were most favored by him. I knew of all these incidents from the very beginning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Lord Krishna is telling him, like, Gyatam Mama, I knew about this, and you fell down, but then by Anugraha, by Narad Muni's grace, right? You were favored, and now, of course, they are seeing Lord Sri Krishna say it is now confirmed that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that the curse of a devotee is also to be regarded as mercy. As Krishna, God, is all good, a Vaishnava is also all good. Whatever he does is good for everyone. This is explained in the following verse as well. Tarun?
साधूनां समचित्तानां सूत्रं मद्कृतात्मनामम Darshanatro bhaveda bandha pusoshano savitushriyata. When one is face to face with the sun, there's no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu, the devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer be subject to material bondage. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna here is actually saying that sadhunam samchittana, like the sadhus who are samchit. Yeah. So for those sadhus, their darshan, what will happen? Bhavet bandha. Like one who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, those kind of sadhus, yeah, then one will no longer be subject to material bondage. So even when you see the darshan of sadhus who are totally devoted to Lord Shri Krishna, right, who are totally surrendered to Lord Shri Krishna, then also the people who get the darshan of those sadhus, they try to get away, they start getting away from the material bondage, is what is mentioned. Mayur?
As stated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Madhya 22.54, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastre Kaya, Lava Mantra Sadhu Sange, Sarva Siddhi Haya. Okay. If by chance one meets a sadhu, a devotee, one's life is immediately successful and one is freed from material bondage. It may be argued that whereas someone may receive a sadhu with great respect, someone else may not receive a sadhu with such respect. A sadhu, however, is always equipoised towards everyone. Because of being a pure devotee, a sadhu is always ready to deliver Krishna consciousness without discrimination. As soon as one sees a sadhu, one naturally becomes free. Nonetheless, persons who are too much offensive, who commit Vaishnava aparadh, or offenses to a sadhu, will have to take some time before being rectified. This is also indicated herein. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Tadgachatam mat parmo Nalkuver sadhanam sajjato mai bhavo vami pasitya parmo bhava. O Nalkuver and Manigreev, now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled. And now you will never fall from that platform. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What is mentioned is the highest perfection of life is to come to the platform of devotional service and always engage in devotional activities. Understanding this, Nalkuver and Manigreev desire to attain that platform and that the Supreme Personality of Godhead blessed them with the fulfillment of their transcendental desire. Yeah? Ajay?
Sri Shuk Uvach Ityokto Tau Parikramya Pranasya Cha Punah Punah Baddho Luk Khalman Mantra Janma Turdish Mutram. Sukdev Goswami said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having spoken to the two demigods in this way, they circumambulated the Lord, who was bound to the wooden mortar, and offered obeisances to him. After taking the permission of Lord Krishna, they returned to their respective homes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what they did then? So parikramya pranamya cha punah punah. So Manigreev and Nalkuver started doing the parikrama to Lord Shri Krishna, who was Ulukhale Mahamantra, like he was bound by that mortar, right? And then they took the permission of Lord Shri Krishna and they returned to their respective homes, yeah, in the upper planets, because that's where they belong to. And that ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 10th canto, 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Deliverance of the Yamala-arjuna trees. Essentially, Nilgriv and Manigreev and Nalkuver. Yeah. Follow Srimad Bhagavatam ki. So we'll pause here. See, completing this chapter, and then since this is the Damodar Leela, we will again today hear Damodar Astakam. Yeah, around 8 to 9 minutes. So let's hear that.
Moksham Radhimva deva moksham vadimva nachandreham varishadabhima idam teva purnata gopala sadame manasya virashtam himande idam deva purnata gopala bala sadame manasya virashtam himande idam te mukhambojam madhyantanile vritam kundalai snigdharaktaischa gopya idam te mukhambojam madhyantanile vritam kundalai snigdharaktaischa gopya muhuschamritam bimbataram me manasya virastamalam lakshalabhay muhuschamritam bimbataram me manasya virastamalam lakshalabhay namo devada modarananta vishnu prasida prabhu dukha jalabhimagna namo devada modarananta vishnu prasida prabhu dukha jalabhimagna kripa drishti vrishchati dinambatano grihani shavamagnyam nigyam shidrisha kripa drishti vrishchati dinambatano grihani shavamagnyam nigyam shidrisha Kuveratmajavada mutyaiva yalpa Tvayamachita bhakti bhajau kritau cha Kuveratmajavada mutyaiva yalpa Tvayamachita bhakti bhajau kritau cha Tata prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha Namo shegraho me stidamo dareha Tata prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha Namo shegraho me stidamo dareha Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Guru Sri Radhe Govind Bhagwan ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Right, this is beautiful, blissful Damodar Astakam. Yeah, that's Damodar Leela, which we are actually reading. We are reading right now. So that's good. And then tomorrow, tomorrow, we have a festival called Tej. And, they look at the moon and then do the prayers. So, like, we have two options. Either, we can start early, 1 hour. Like, the moon timing is around 9:15, 9:30. Takes half an hour for the moon to come up. No? What's the time?
नहीं, whatever time it is, गजेंद्र जी, त्योहार फेस्टिवल है, घर में एक दिन तो सुनने की बात है, क्यों ना चुपचाप सुन लें। तो उसपे हम कोशिश करेंगे, थोड़ा बहुत फिर सुनना पड़ेगा अगले साल तक।
That's true, actually. Yeah. I was thinking we can do 8:30 to 10, but again, you're right. I think this is a big festival, actually, for us. It's called
Yeah,
Tej.
so let's just be with them and then do
Okay.
whatever. Otherwise, meditate, right? Sit quiet and do nothing. It's okay. Then हम 1 घंटे की तपस्या करने की यहाँ कोशिश करेंगे और फिर बाद में वो जितना
साल
यहाँ
भर
नहीं कमाएंगे पुण्य
तपस्या
उधर ज्यादा हो जाएगा।
ठीक है. So I think in that case, we can just pause tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we just meet next Monday.
Yeah. Or if you are available Wednesday,
Yeah.
we can do Wednesday if it works for people. I'm okay either ways.
फिर ऑफिस सबका schedule check
हाँ
करें.
ठीक है ना. We'll just skip and then pick up again.
Let's skip for tomorrow.
Okay.
ठीक
And then we meet on Monday. Yeah.
ठीक.
I'll also
Yeah.
write on the group.
All right.
Thank you.
Happy Tej.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Gajendra,
everyone.
because I was
And
going to say
also,
I won't be able to attend tomorrow, but good you
Oh.
brought it up.
yeah, I think that has been on the list. And
Yeah.
but then we also have Janmashtami this Saturday. So this whole week is nice actually. So
Yep.
plan
Now
for that.
festival time starting now.
Yeah,
Janmashtami, then उसके 10 दिन बाद में गणेश चतुर्थी, तो
correct. Everything. And then Diwali will come very soon. Kartik
kicking
month.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kartik month is the Damodar month. That's what we're already reading. So cool. So Hare Krishna.
Hare
Have
Krishna.
a nice
Hare
week.
Krishna, everyone.
See you on Monday. Yeah. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.